Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and people in the chat and people in the green room. I like to use that lingo in the green room. Anyways, hey, it's Tuesday night. We're going to talk about comic news of the week. Before we do that, we got some great topics to discuss tonight. We have comic book publisher going after those publishing rights for G.I. Joe and Transformers. We got Alex Ross writing and illustrating a graphic novel. And even more so, we get DC Comics locking down Tom Taylor with an exclusive. We're going to talk about all that and a C2E2 con report from man on the scene himself, Comic Man Andy. Before we do that, let's bring everyone into the panel from that Tales on the Flip Side YouTube channel. We get Mr. Brian McClay.
What up, brother?
What's going on?
Happy to be here. Excited.
Yes.
Excited for the G.I. Joe Transformer talk.
Yeah, it's like you feel your childhood just spew out of your mouth when you talk about it.
Hell yeah, especially when Robert Kirkman's involved.
You just spoiled it. I'm kidding.
Yeah, they know.
Also, from Dank Comics on YouTube, we get Mr. Dan Kim.
Yo, I got cut from No Way Home, but I'm here. I'm here instead, you know. No hard feelings. That movie's gonna be great.
I was wondering why you're growing out your beard.
Yeah, I was one of the alternate Spider-Man, you know, and there was like a big scene with, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
We got still be in it.
Yeah. So yeah, Spider-Man Lorax, but also from Indie Comics Spotlight, Indie Spotlight series himself, Mr. Andy Tomberlin. You think I say that right? I've only known it for like, what, 5 years now?
It's been a while. Spider-Man Lorax. That is great. That is great.
You gotta save the trees, man.
Yep. What's up? Glad to be here.
It's IP synergy.
Yeah. And Mr. C2E2 himself. I mean, we got probably about 1,000 names for him now. Buzz, Alberto Jefe. But everyone in the community and on YouTube know him from Comic Man Andy's YouTube channel. We get Mr. Comic Man Andy / Button Pusher.
What is good, everybody? Welcome to another Comic News Weekly, bringing you some of the best comic news out there. And you know what? Hitting the headlines tonight, Australia with a new #1 export going out, and that is the Boomerang. It also just so happens to be its #1 import.
I knew something was coming.
We got a new nickname for Comic Man Andy. It's Money Man Andy.
Yeah.
See all that money he was bringing in? Woo-wee!
I'm here to push your guys' buttons, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, a bunch of great people coming in the chat. We got Rhinoverse himself. Make sure you guys check out that Rhinoverse Facebook page. We have Darth Lopez, House of L Comics, and Mr. Cantankerous. We know it's going to be lively when we got Cantankerous in the chat. And JD Ingram, welcome. Some great topics. But real quick before we get into that, 14 shopping days left for Christmas, fellas. You guys got your Christmas shopping done?
No.
Andy's like, I bought for myself at C2E2.
I became Buddhist to save money. So,
Alex Leyes, you got plenty of money. Come on.
Yeah, I was at the biggest convention in my area all year long, and on the shopping list are Star Wars figures for my son. And what did I not buy all 4 days at the 3 days at the biggest convention? Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Oh,
like
no.
I could have been able to do like a case deal and I don't know. I'm kicking myself.
There was an exclusive Grogu dressed in Santa Claus fig pen launch today. 1,000 units. They had 2 different poses. And I saw it. I had it in my cart. And then I had to go into a stupid work meeting. I had to get work meeting, finish the meeting, went to finish checkout. And it's like, bye. Screw you.
I like the fig pens. You got me started on that. They're pretty cool. I got a couple of them. I missed that one, though.
So we're going to jump right into these topics tonight. First one we're going to talk about, there's rumors Skybound's going after publishing license, whatever you want to call it, for G.I. Joe and Transformers. We all know IDW currently has that. Those are 2 big books for IDW. If they were to lose those, I don't want to say the biggest books because I'm a big fan of Kanto and IDW's been doing some good creator and stuff. But as far as licensings go, G.I. Joe, especially those 1 in 10 John Royal variants we all love. But they're looking for those publishing rights. If they do get them, of course, they're saying that those books won't hit Skybound until 2023. But McClay, we talked about this 2 minutes ago. Our childhood on a page right there. Transformers, G.I. Joe. I'm Masters of the Universe homeboy myself. But what are you guys' thoughts on this?
I've been saying for a little bit of time now that we need a gritty G.I. Joe. We need,
Expendables G.I. Joe.
A Quentin Tarantino-esque G.I. Joe. And I think that I'll take Robert Kirkman G.I. Joe, in its place. And I don't care if he does live action or animation. Bring back the animation. That's fine. That's great. I'll take that. Just make it gritty, make it good, make it adult. Put some life back into that shit, because it was great having Larry Hama write it again and stuff, but it's falling. I mean, it's gotten hot on the collectible market again a little bit, so you got a little love there. Like, continue that. Let's move it in the right direction. And you throw on Transformers. Here's the question: are they getting all the Hasbro stuff, or just are they trying to get all the Hasbro stuff, or just Transformers and G.I. Joe? I wonder how that works, because there's
that'd be interesting, right?
And My Little Pony, what else? Mask, is Mask part of that?
I mean, it sounded like he was just going after those two from what I read, but we've all seen that.
But who knows? They could just, that might be what sticks out to CBR. Or they might think, well, that's what's going to get the click, so that's what's going to be in our headline. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but that's what the article focuses on as well. That is interesting. I would think Hasbro would want to kind of be like, hey, you want all these? You want some of them? Let's do a G.I. Joe, My Little Pony crossover.
I think didn't they already do that?
Yeah, they did. They did do that.
I don't know, but I mean, honestly, and I know Transformers, yes, when I was growing up, loved them, big. But is anybody even reading Transformers right now?
I haven't read it in a while. I read, usually I'm a cover pick guy, and Dave Wilkins has done some for, they got a spinoff Transformers series going on right now.
Yeah, it's I know which one you're talking about.
And I've picked up a couple of those, but I'm not a constant reader of Transformers. I'll pick up one-offs here and there. As much as I can be a hypocrite and say I think it sucks when they do reboots in these one-off series, but that's when I usually pick up a cover just because I'm like, oh, I'll pick that up. That's a jumping on point to me. Same with G.I. Joe. It's like Real American Hero is still my favorite, longest running ones, but they'll put off one-off series of different G.I. Joe series, and then we just had the Snake Eyes as well. So
I like the G.I. Joe series they got running. No beef there, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can revive Transformers and get it back to the days, the glory days. But I think right now it's just a dead property. IDW has killed it. And maybe that is what they need. So hopefully Hasbro will step up. And
I did like the Transformers Ghostbusters spinoff and then they even launched the Transformer Ecto 1 collectible, and then they did the Transformers Back to the Future with the Transformers DeLorean. Those type gimmicks get me. If there's a toy attached to it, I end up buying it.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters one.
Yeah.
They had the Transformers Terminator crossover with some dope covers there, but I feel like, Dank, you were primed to say something. Are you waiting, man?
Well, I mean, the story comes from the Hollywood Reporter initially, so probably more than a rumor. It's probably pretty substantiated as a result. And it's interesting about Hasbro is like they own those, but then they need the rights to Star Wars, right? It's funny because they also license and then license out. And these are interesting properties. Like they used to be with Dreamwave and Devil's Due. They used to be all over in the late 90s, early aughts. And
the Devil's Due G.I. Joe run is definitely one of my favorites. And they got some of the coolest covers.
Yeah,
Those are the
yeah,
ones that I go
definitely.
like con in the $5 box and start picking
Amen.
those up.
Joe Benitez,
And
Snake Eyes. I mean, Firefly.
in my mind, I thought like Boom would be the natural choice because of what they did with Mighty Morphin and stuff, like how they really reinvigorated and remade the whole world. They created a new Morphin verse or whatever
Yeah,
that
and
people
there's a
really
new
love.
Netflix Power Ranger
Yeah.
universe coming.
But Kirkman, Skybound, they don't really do a creator, I mean, licensed stuff usually, right? I don't remember Skybound ever doing that. So
No, I
they
don't.
must have a hell of an idea going. I mean, because McClay was saying like, what will they do? Like, I mean, he's you were wondering and you were hoping they do something really gritty and yeah, I got a feeling, yeah, Kirkman, and I wonder if it has something to do with Walking Dead and Kirkman and what they
remember,
can do.
Kirkman has an exclusive deal with Amazon too, Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Through Skybound, I think.
Yeah, maybe they create the kind of storylines that go there with Hasbro involved. I mean, there's got to be some plan in the works, in my opinion, because there is no track record of Skybound doing this. So they must got something. And they're doing the Lego series soon, right?
Yeah, they're doing.
Um,
They're doing.
So it's really interesting because, like, I feel like Kirkman Out of the Shadows in Skybound, they're like kind of brewing something big,
They've
and
been pocketing that Comics Vault Live money, and
Yeah,
that's what it's been. It's been their lemonade
oh yeah,
stand to
Shout
get
out Clutch.
the licensing. I'm just kidding.
well, here's where I'm at with this. Is you guys have made some really good points, and Dank made a fantastic point about the licensing or doing licensed material like that, and maybe they're finally dipping their toe into that pond, so to speak. But here's where I'm at as a collector and a buyer. I am very excited for this because I feel like I'm going to go right to the marketing whole aspect of this. I feel like Skybound and Image do a way better job marketing and getting me interested in reads that I've definitely lost interest in. Like I look at like IDW and they did a fantastic Transformers Terminator cover that was dope and I liked it, but it didn't really kind of fit into my weekly budget at the time. But you know what they didn't do? They didn't foil the living crap out of it. And I got to be honest, there are a lot of collectors out there like me that are really into Skybound and Image right now because of the, foil this out, do that different. Like I'm not out there trying to buy 80 different covers, but when you foil out something like what Boom and Skybound and Image have been doing, and that's just, it's back. I mean, I don't call it a 90s gimmick. I don't care, but that's the difference. The marketing aspects are those ploys, the tactics that they're using to make books pop and draw your eyes on the shelf is why I've been buying a lot more Boom and a lot more Image and Skybound books and a lot less IDW books. I would have read all of those Transformers books and all of the other books had they really kind of Rhino. I love foil. I'm going to shout it from the mountaintop all the time. And go off on a tangent and completely lose my English ability. Because
Do it one more time. One more
I had
time.
to smack the record player there for a second. All time.
That's all about me. I'm just getting really excited because I think like the Skybound Invincible, like the black foil, the red foil, the gold, the different stuff that they did there, and Clutch and Skybound, they made it really, really freaking fun to chase some of those books. I got to be honest with you, and hunt some of those down. So it's not just do a different cover and throw it on a shelf. They made collecting fun for a lot of those books with the stuff that they've been doing. So I'm actually really excited for this, even though it's going to be a year and a half out.
I think you're gonna get your monkey paw wish, and you're gonna get 80 covers though. That's the thing.
I was gonna say that's the thing you brought up is what I like about IDW is usually the most they have is a regular a 1 in 10. Outside of every now and then number one issues, usually if you see an IDW 1 in 25 or above, it's like I'm gonna pick that up because they don't do those very often. I like chasing the 1 in 10s. It's a little bit closer to my pay range, and especially when you can find them on TFAW for cover price.
And also, the deal doesn't start till 2023 potentially, right? The
Yeah.
publishing
I
change
said the
over.
earliest you see them on the shelves is 23.
So what is IDW gonna do now? Like, are they gonna go do
They're
something?
gonna get
I would do something
Dead bold.
crazy.
I'm kidding.
Fold.
Fold. No, go bold. Go bold.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's been rumors that IDW was bankrupt and going under for a long time. I don't know. Maybe this is.
What if IDW blows everyone away and is like, we got Pokemon license?
Or they announce Old Man Optimus. So I think we need another old man, something.
So much rust.
Model T Prime.
Guzzling WD-40.
Oh, that is good. Funneling it.
That's not beer, ladies and gentlemen. That's WD-40.
That's good. That is good. But all right, well,
I'm just a truck. Leave me alone.
Perfect. Perfect.
That being said, I think it's safe we move on from that one now. Alex Ross, my boy, the GOAT, writes and illustrates his first graphic novel, Fantastic Four, Full Circle. I love Alex Ross, love his artwork. So not a huge Fantastic Four fan, but yeah, I like to check it out. But that's about all I got to say on that. I like Alex Ross, but not sure about the Fantastic Four thing.
Did you see the art?
I did. It's awesome. That's what I said. I love his art, and it's a hardcover,
different.
I believe.
It's very different. Yeah,
it is. It's almost like the
coloring,
like a Woodstock, almost
psychedelic.
Feel to
Yeah.
It. Yeah.
He went and had a long trip in the woods.
Yeah, no doubt.
Took
but
him
I
a
mean,
couple
it's still it's still got that
That's
Alex
gonna
Ross
be a sideshow
feel to
print.
it, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I mean, I
still
think
got
he's
that
trying to
Alex Ross
imitate
feel.
newsprint, like
Yeah.
the limited color range.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
the most interesting thing about the article is the first image has nothing to do with the article. That's what I thought was most fascinating.
Yeah. I got confused.
Yeah, I did too there for a minute.
But
But I'm with
That's
Mitch.
because it was one of them stupid trailer. When I grabbed it, I'm just gonna shut up. But yeah, it's like a video, and I'm like, well, that just looks stupid. And I was like, I'm going with it. We're going live. We're doing live.
I don't know. I think it'll be something cool to grab. I mean, it's a hardcover. I think the retail price on it's like $24 for a hardcover, so not bad.
Doesn't come out for a while too.
Yeah, but I'm with Mitch there too. Alex Ross art is great, but writing, like
He's never done writing though.
has he?
I don't think
thought he
so.
had.
He's helped a little bit with Mark Waid and stuff, people that he's worked on, but I think not any major plot points or anything that I can think of.
All right, well maybe that's what.
And who is Abrams Comics art? I'm probably
so they are the oldest U.S. publisher of art books since like a long time, like very long history. They usually make art books that are like about comics too, and they do really indie kind of prestige graphic novels of like really full stories or whatever, very European-esque kind of stuff. And this is the first collaboration with Marvel is co-licensing with another publisher in like 40 years or something, they said according to another story.
Like their line of books from the 80s, right?
Yeah, those, and it's gonna be big, just like those 80s books. So it's gonna be a bigger format. So it's really gonna show off the art, and it's a very interesting collaboration. And they are actually, I think they're French actually.
So hits shelves August 2nd next year. Do you think that date is aligning with, I don't know, reading tea leaves of some type of Fantastic Four MCU or anything like that, or is it just it's just August 2nd?
August 22nd, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm still blown away. Like I could have sworn Alex
August
Ross
32nd.
I'm over here Googling now.
I don't know. I mean, how do you get the stars to align with writing a book, then creating a book, and then off all the MCU delays that have happened? How do you get all those
if they could do it to the ET Atari game, they could do it for a comic book.
Ooh, yikes.
He didn't do Superman Peace on Earth. Oh, was that with Mark Waid too?
Yeah,
I think
Kingdom
so.
Come,
Yeah.
Kingdom
Come.
Like so he
did
does
that
them, but it's
big
always
book he did.
It's always been with a
Marvels.
co-writer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right.
Earth X.
Busiek. How do you say that
Yeah.
name?
Busiek. Kurt
Yeah,
Busiek is how I
Busiek.
say it.
Astro City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Astro City. That's another one.
Yep.
I mean, you could give him like writing creator credit because he helps create the characters, I imagine. So, but he's never like been full. I don't think he's ever been like full plot point guy or anything.
It's just weird because it's like so not. It's like almost back to like his starting out art style with like Terminator covers and shit.
It feels like he's showing a lot of love to Kirby too.
Yeah,
with the color and stuff, kind of like Dank was saying, that limited color palette type thing, or that weird color palette.
Very 70s.
Yeah, a lot of Kirby Crackle-esque like stuff in the art. It's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. I love it, and I'm not a Fantastic Four fan at all.
No, they're just the regular Four to me.
Yeah, they're not that cool to me at all. I don't think they've ever been cool to me. So other than the Silver Surfer, like the Silver Surfer, it's the only thing that in Galactus and all that stuff is the only, and they're, you can't even really consider them cosmic. And even though all the cosmic stuff kind of happened out of their book, just they're not that cool anymore.
This is a great question from Mitch. Where does Alex fit in here? Which book should he do?
I'll take anything from Alex Ross.
Yeah, I mean, art-wise, 100%. I mean, my avatar is an Alex Ross Rocketeer. Like, he's done some really good stuff, but
maybe Mitch is talking about writing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I honestly don't know where he fits writing. You know,
you're gonna find out he's like written a bunch of shit under some pseudonym. Like that was him.
The negative zone is a cool thing though for him to journey into, right? Because he can do whatever he wants in there. Like he can be weird, He doesn't have to just stay within the confines of the current continuity and all that stuff.
He's definitely one of those. And a lot of people know who he is, but he seems like one of those very private people. He's almost like, I'm not gonna, only from a privacy standpoint, I'm not gonna compare him to it, but he reminds me of Ditko as far as like how recluse he is.
Well, actually, recently, I don't know. This is very recent. He has his own YouTube channel, I think, and they made like in-depth documentaries about his process and how he does his thing, and it was very recently. So I got to check that out again. And then you can see the models that he works with, and the fan and the lighting, and how he makes like Superman and Batman and all that.
I'm not laughing at you. It's just watching you talk with that beard.
beard. No, the beard. It's awesome, dude. He should keep growing it out, man.
I don't know what they're doing cutting you out of that movie. We're going to boycott it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like I added diversity,
Maybe you'll
Asians
make it
with orange beards.
Spider-Verse. They'll add your live action overlay onto the animation for the next.
I don't know. Maybe I'm in the post credit. Maybe they put me in the post credit. So just stay there. Stay till the end. There's 2 post credit scenes. Hopefully, I'm in one of them. Because I know they cut me from my manager told me. But
if it is a post credit screen, let's give them exclusive. What is your scene?
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this much. I learned how to backflip for this movie, and that was really hard because I don't like my head being upside down. Did
you get Tom Holland to show you?
No. Wait, Tom Holland.
He doesn't give any secrets out. What are you talking about?
I was like, did I say it wrong? Did I say Hardy? Because I'll do stuff like that.
I thought you said Tom Taylor for some reason. I was like, what? No. He was too busy with Zendaya. So I was just,
Tom's. McClay, we got some other Tom stuff going on, right?
Yeah, Tom Taylor. What's up? He's signing on, doing an exclusive deal with DC, which is interesting. Here's the thing, right? Tom Taylor right now is getting a lot of excitement over his Son of Kal-El stuff. All right, he's doing Son of Kal-El, and whether you like it or not, it's selling books. So I don't see this as something that's crazy or anything weird. I've been a fan of Tom Taylor for a long time. He did a lot of great stuff for both Marvel and DC. So I don't know. Here's the question about these exclusive agreements. Do you think it helps a writer?
Well, as long as they get to still do their creators' own stuff, because I mean, Seven Secrets from Boom is one of my favorite series right now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And you always see these exclusive, and it's like, well, they're exclusive DC, but then they're still doing their creator-owned stuff. That's like Donny Cates exclusive to Marvel. Well, he was still doing Redneck and all his other indie. He just wasn't writing from. When you say exclusive, it means not Marvel or not DC.
And he's still got a Marvel book going on right now with Dark Ages. So
yes, I'm a huge Tom Taylor fan. I mean, Suicide Squad, Deceased, Seven Secrets, and that's just recent stuff. Injustice. It's not like he's just, hey, this is Tom Taylor. He's been around for a while and has written some great stories. And I'm not a huge fan of the whole Kal-El twist just for the amount of attention it got. If it was like, it seemed like it was, I don't want to say it was done for headlines, but it got the headlines, and it's just easier when it's like organic and it just happens, which that the chances of stuff like that happening nowadays is very, 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 very little. But I love a lot of stuff Tom Taylor writes. I'm just curious if he's exclusive to DC, what are they going to put him on? Batman title number 342.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge Taylor fan.
Watch your mouth. I'm kidding.
I know, right? I'm in the minority. Seven Secrets it's okay. Not one of my favorite Boom books, but I don't know. His writing just doesn't do it for me. But I understand that it does for other people. I mean, you got to do what's best for yourself, though, right? If you're Tom King, so
yeah, it's your collection. If you don't like them, well, I'm gonna buy it because they said they like it. So what am I missing? I'm gonna keep buying it. Nope.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't buy it.
And people went nuts for that Nightwing series.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing most of these exclusive deals are about.
What he did to Nightwing is what like Jeff Lemire did when he jumped on Green Arrow in 52 run.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's because of like the characters and stuff that they were bringing into it. I do like Son of Kal-El. I did like his Suicide Squad run was one of my favorites. I mean, a lot of people don't care for Suicide Squad, but I enjoyed it.
He's very good, but I feel like he is really hyped. Though I have to agree, he's like very hyped, and because some of his stuff is a little on the nose, and I'm just like, I guess I don't know. Like when he's like, my dad's a refugee, and I'm like, I don't know if refugees would totally agree, like because he was basically here since he was a baby, so he didn't really have that. I don't know what the refugee politics are, but I was like, really? He thinks of himself as a refugee? Do adopted people think of themselves as refugees? I'm like,
I mean, he's also worked on like the Star Wars Blood Ties books with Star Wars Invasion. Boba Fett is dead.
But hey, he gets people excited about DC books, like really excited about DC books. So, and really exclusives are about no Marvel, right? I mean, that's really what it is. Like exclusive to DC, not Marvel. Marvel, not DC.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, and that would be different. It's like, hey, exclusive to DC and only DC. They're not doing.
And they gotta give him extra money for that, right? So that's good for him. You gotta get extra money for an exclusive.
Yeah, the word exclusive just doesn't carry the same weight that it used to. Like this just kind of feels like a little bit of natural progression now too. They've got to compete with Substack, and then when you get like Tinian that leaves and goes to Substack, then eventually they're gonna sign somebody else as people move and the things ebb and flow, and eventually there'll be another wave of other people they sign. So I'm not surprised that DC signed somebody. I'm not surprised that it's Tom Taylor. I'm actually surprised that it took this long for them to announce something, to be honest with you.
It's almost like a last-ditch move for DC too, right? Like,
yeah,
we got to get somebody.
You see Tom Taylor's last picked in kickball.
I didn't want to hurt your feelings or anything. But.
That's how I like his writing. It's not like we're best friends.
Do you guys follow sales charts? Like, are the
should.
sales higher on the books he's working on? I actually don't know. I haven't studied the sales charts.
Is there an
I
app
haven't
or a
looked,
website?
especially with the way the distribution and stuff. It was easier when it was just had to follow. Well,
Mm.
I mean, here you just have to follow Lunar, of course, but it's been the Comic-Con sales hasn't been as easy to follow. I stopped following it. Put it that way.
It takes a long time for that information to come out on Comic-Con, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's usually a month behind, but it just seems like it's been weird with, like I said, with multiple distributors.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get any good information right now. That's the problem on that. But it would be good to see. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know where you would. Maybe that's what I need to do. It'll be my claim to fame.
Oh, start that comic sales, the Andy
Yeah.
list,
Yeah, exactly.
or the Tomberlin list, or I don't know. Yeah, make something up.
We can call it whatever, Dan. The dandy list. That's what we'll call
Dandy list. Yeah, sounds good.
Ooh,
Doom Patrol.
Tom
would be
Taylor,
good.
Doom Patrol.
Oh yeah. That's a good idea.
I think he'd be good on Swamp Thing too. But whenever you write Swamp Thing, wave white
Right.
Swamp Thing,
it. Right. What are you
who-
writing?
you're automatically gonna get who you gonna get compared to, right? You're gonna
Yeah.
get compared to like the best Swamp Thing author of all time.
Yeah,
The
you're
only
going to
good
fail.
Swamp Thing author.
Yeah, you're going to fail there.
Yeah.
Don't mess up Swamp Thing.
That's like
Please.
talking about they're gonna reboot Bodyguard, and how you gonna compare anyone to Whitney in that role?
Are they really rebooting that movie?
That's the rumor.
Jesus.
I want John Dutton to remain the Bodyguard.
Thank you. Thank God we got some yellow.
They're gonna flip it. It's gonna be a guy singer and a chick bodyguard. You watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be the.
Oh
dude,
no, that's too stupid.
Yeah.
I really
Gina
hope.
Gina Carano, here we come.
It's gonna be Adam Lambert, and then like Gina Carano's the
Could be two
Bodyguard.
dudes. That.
Oh,
could be
two
it.
dudes. Oh,
Or we could see.
I mean
some
that makes
real-
more sense to
Yes.
me. I mean,
We
Yeah.
could see some really freaky stuff if Swamp Thing and Transformers crossover happens. Just never know. Never know. All right. I'm done.
Speaking of reboot in the 90s, one thing I noticed big time the last 4 or 5 days is 90s fashion is definitely trending again, like high tops, rolled up pant
Bring back the
cuffs.
cross colors.
Yep. Like, and where did I notice all of this? Well, I'll be darned if it wasn't the good old C2E2 this past weekend, where
E2 and 92.
that's essentially how it felt. If you weren't cosplaying, you were apparently cosplaying the 90s with the rolled up pant cuffs, the high tops, and oh my god, the sweaters. And I just couldn't believe it. And I'm gonna ramble until one of you guys tells me to shut up. But
wait, that was a pre-COVID pick.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
It was. This one was, I think,
I was like these
4
irresponsible sons of bitches.
4 or 5 years ago. Like you notice they got the red carpet out there too. That's actually one of the first things that a lot of people commented on C2E2 this year. There was 0 carpet on the floor, probably more than likely for health reasons, as carpet harbors a lot of germs and
They
carpet.
cut it all
makes-
up for masks.
There you. Oh, gross. So gross. This weekend. Paul Dunn is in the chat. Paul Dunn was there for all 4 days as well. This was probably one of the most looked forward to weekends I've had in the last year and a half since the last C2E2. Baltimore was a blast. Motor City we had looked forward to, but C2E2 was really an experience that we had budgeted for and planned for. And 8, 9, 10 months ago, you could get hotel rooms for next to nothing in Chicago. So, I mean, a 4-day stay was really affordable down there this weekend. And I don't even know what to say. We hopped in the car and rolled down there, and we blinked, and it was like your wedding day. You blink and it's gone and it's over. It's like, oh my God, C2H is over. I will be chasing that experience for the rest of my life. Now, granted, the numbers were probably only half. The attendance numbers were probably only half. There were a lot of vendors that weren't there. Comic book prices weren't where people wanted them to be. They're still really high. But there's definitely trends. Just going and attending the con, you could see that there is a massive swing and trend towards collectibles right now. If you had a Funko Pop booth, it was shoulder to shoulder. You could barely walk through the Funko Pop areas where people were buying pops and they were buying collectibles. You wanted comic books, there was plenty of room to shop around. And I think the comic vendors were actually pretty slow at the convention. But the collectibles side of things, Pokemon, card games, Funko Pops, it was slamming and it was busy. And the trend that I saw, there were a lot of 20-somethings and a lot of younger people that were there. And it was really cool to see a lot of really good energy there. I had an opportunity to be at the very front of the convention at the Whatnot booth and do a Whatnot sale. And I will tell you, I shut off every filter and I brought all the guns out and we had a absolute blast on Saturday with that. The comic vendors all had pretty high prices. Taylor said that. Yeah, I would agree with that. The prices were pretty high. And the funny thing is, when it came to comic vendors too, I'm just going to bounce all over here like a pinball machine with this discussion. There was the energy that you saw at comic vendors were the vendors that had a lot of new modern stuff, a new modern collectibles. The Comic Mint had a line every day. The Comic Mint sold out of books. There were exclusive books that dropped there. They had stealth drops there. Source Point Press had a lot of attention. Aftershock had a lot of attention. Like there were people making really good moves there as far as books. Like there was a Good Boy book. I wish I had pictures loaded. A Wolverine homage for Good Boy in a metal cover and in a chromium cover that was to die for. And
well, you're in Chicago.
That was stuff.
They should have brought the boxing ring. The Whatnot booth was the booth to be at and hang out at, and the Stash Loot booth and the MetaZoo booth right there. All three of them. It was a blast. I'm at a loss for words. I'll be honest. I'll say that the four of you guys that didn't go missed out on an amazing experience, in my opinion. You guys are way more experienced on conventions than I am, and maybe it might have been very different from you or different for you. But I feel like people were out there doing what they do best, whether it be getting exclusives or shopping and trying to trade or the collectible side of things. They had a really big wrestling corner back there with the AEW, which a lot of people gravitated to. And they had a C2E2 had
I like how he said with the AEW, WWE's going.
Well, it was the AEW, right? Am I remembering that right? They even had a better artist alley set up, in my opinion, than Baltimore. They had a ton. My favorite part was still 11:05. Rob Liefeld's still not at his table, and he was supposed to be there at 11 o'clock, and he was late, and it was hilarious. I got to see that. The wife was in charge with the sketchbook this weekend at C2E2, and I am gonna butcher the pronunciation of this. He does a ton of Star Wars and Transformers stuff, and it's Livio Remondelli, I think it is, and this is to die for. We finally got a comic, not a comic, but a Dr. Aphra sketch page done.
Beautiful.
And
absolutely gorgeous.
How long did that take? Because that's a nice.
I will say I was incredibly shocked at how quickly he messaged us and said the book was done. I'm saying it's around 3 hours.
Wow.
He got around 3 hours roughly, and it's just fantastic. You can tell he's really experienced with drawing Star Wars stuff and Aphra, and I am absolutely in love with this page. He did a fantastic job with that.
More than a sketch. Wow. Like when you say sketch, you think like Adam Hughes sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no. Is that like watercolor? What is that? How did they color that?
I think it's water marker.
Yeah, it's there's a certain name for those markers.
It's definitely like a professional level Crayola, like
Crayola.
I hate to downplay this. I remember Crayola markers as a kid.
Is it Copic markers?
Copic, yeah, Copic, yeah.
Not just, Crayola Pro.
Absolutely. I ate the Crayola.
Paint by number.
If you don't mind asking, how much was that sketch?
That sketch was, let me pull it out for a comparison. So as you can see, this is essentially the size of a comic book.
Yeah.
So this isn't
Mhm.
much different than getting an entire comic book cover. This was $200 for that sketch.
Wow,
Wow,
is
that's great.
cheap. That is
That is
unreal.
really, really cheap for essentially almost a full-on comic cover sketch.
Yeah,
Wow.
8x10, right? Almost 8 by
Yep.
10, 8x11.
Yep, it doesn't have it. It doesn't have it on here actually, but either way, this is much bigger than my head is. Obviously,
So
you can tell.
how many sketches are you deep now in that?
Oh man, this is 1, 2, 3. That's our fourth sketch actually,
Nice.
and still, Andy Bennett killing it with the opening Ahsoka Tunnel sketch for this book.
Yeah.
Still, I still cannot. I can't show that one off enough. But we were at Livio's booth for a fair bit and couldn't turn down this
That's
Ahsoka
cool.
Tunnel
That's nice. That's nice.
from the Mandalorian, and he signed it for us and everything. Couldn't leave this laying behind there.
That was the goosebump moment when she first came out too.
God, yeah, absolutely.
It was Mandalorian, not Goosebumps. You silly.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. What am I
So,
thinking?
like, anybody that's watching this on the replay that was there and spent any time in Artist Alley knows that they were killing it in Artist Alley, and I have to show this off too. Caleb King. Caleb King was an artist there that I'm not familiar with, but delivered this. It's gonna take a lot, so bear with me here. This is it's a numbered canvas painting of almost kind of like a cross
Beautiful.
between David Mack and a couple other artists, and it is just
That is gorgeous. Who did that?
Caleb King, actually, and you can follow him on IG at Caleb_King.
Wow.
And these were limited to 60, if I remember correctly. No, 20. These were limited. There were only 20 of these canvas paintings made.
I need one of those.
It does look a little like Mac too. That's
Yeah.
pretty-
Just
I need one of those.
like I hate to compare an artist's work to another artist, but I feel like a lot of times we gravitate towards styles that have hints of David Mack and Descender. Who did Descender? Dustin Wen, David Mack,
Gwyn,
Dustin,
yeah, Wynn,
and
yeah.
some of those other aspects. And an artist, this is Caleb King's this is his work. So I hate to compare him to another artist, but when you get a limited canvas, this is like actual, like super high quality canvas print. Like this is going to get framed. And I hope he does some other ones so we can do kind of like bookends in the movie room or something like that.
Yeah, I got to get one of
That's
those
the
now.
type of stuff you gotta like get really framed, not like the poster frame, like
Yep.
the museum glass or.
Uh-huh.
And I hate to roll it up and put it aside, but I don't want it to get damaged. So that's going to get, like Brian said, legit framed. And I'm hoping that Caleb King does could you imagine a Darth Vader version of that? So you could bookend it like on one side of the bookshelf and then the other.
I would love to
Pickups,
have her and Anakin or Darth Vader. Yeah. That'd be great.
Like I said, C2E2 for us was really about the experience. So I didn't bring a massive budget. I didn't plan on buying a lot of books, but because I was at the Comic Mint checking out what was going on there for Rhino's Comics, grabbing a copy of Venom 2, this Virgin variant, which was originally sold out on Friday. And I still kind of stood there hoping that the sticker was left over and they would have some copies for Saturday, and they did, thankfully. But while I was waiting in line, lo and behold, they did a stealth drop. I didn't even know this was a thing at conventions. They did a stealth drop at C2E2.
A lot of people doing like sneaker stuff.
Yep. They did a Do You Poo the Chronic. And my favorite moment of C2E2 at the Comic Mint there was the second person in line behind me. I ended up being the first, was like, who's Dr. Dre? And I'm like, just give me your copies. Like, how do you, like,
and your man card. Just
yeah, like the guys, who's Dr. Dre? And I'm like, you look like you're in your 30s. How do you not know who Dr. Dre is? So the Do You Poo the Chronic was epic, but the one to die for that I think everybody's really chasing is that Michael Jordan rookie card homage. At least that's the thing that it makes me think of that Fleer card.
Yeah, 86 Fleer card. Or the poster every kid had in their room.
Yep.
Yeah. Holding the two basketballs out.
Yeah.
Yep. So I picked up those. Paul says, while we're waiting, there's one more book that I picked up to show, and I'm glad Paul Dunn put me onto this because I didn't realize they were going to have copies of this there. But the Metal We Live #1 from Aftershock, they had a very limited, like 10 or 15 copies of this available at C2E2. And I missed out on the green one. I missed out on some of the other exclusives, and I didn't want to miss out on this. So that was where I camped out Friday morning, was to try to get to Aftershock to see if I could grab a copy.
Nice.
And that worked out. That worked out.
Aftershock always has a great booth. So does Source Point. You mentioned Source Point. They have a great booth. AWA's been having great booths.
Damn.
Speaking of Comic Mint, they dropped this foil or chromium Mandalorian Star Wars Insider, the 2022 souvenir edition from the Comic Mint. And I think apparently somehow this popped off, and this has been going for a fair bit online.
Huh.
But it's polybagged, kind of sealed, so I'd be shocked if this isn't, the corners are probably going to get jacked on that.
Just get plastic wrap and a hairdryer.
Andy, how long do you think that Ahsoka Tunnel print is? Is it 17 inches long? About 17 inches long? Because
Easy.
I'm looking on the site, and he says he's got a bunch of them available here. I mean, look at this is gorgeous. I shared it. Is this it? This has got to be it, right?
No. So he made a paper version or a paper copy of that, and that's 5 by 5 by 17 for $20. If you find that exact image in something like $60 or higher, he may have sold out of them at C2E2.
Oh man, that sucks. I really want one of those, man.
But he's got some really fantastic art going on here. So the $20 ones were paper prints.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
And they were decent size, but I'm so glad. Like, basically, the CEO of the Comic Dojo, she was in charge and went hunting at the convention while I was putting in work, and she found some stellar stuff for us. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna hand it off to you guys to maybe talk about some prior C2E2 experiences.
I do want to let the viewers know also that if you want to know more for Andy's, he's got a great video up on his channel on Comic Man Andy 2 where you went into detail more about C2E2. But yeah, I'm curious, like everything you said, and you're like, hey, you guys have been to more cons, but from everyone I've known and from Instagram and everyone I've talked to that went to C2E2 was a blast. I mean, so everyone's reporting that con was one hell of a con this past weekend.
With half the people, it must smell half as, not as bad,
Yeah.
They definitely made the aisles a lot wider. There were a lot fewer vendors too, but you remember C2E2 in past years, for those of you who have been there, and how long it takes to get in there a Saturday? Nope.
Wow.
You were on. They were opening up. They even opened up early to try to make it more convenient for people, like slightly early. I don't know if that's like I can say that, but like I noticed people rushing in on the floor. Maybe it was the professional badges or something, but there were people rushing on the floor 15 minutes ahead of 10. Like they were definitely making it a fan experience.
So you're hoping there's more COVID variants, so you get the same experience next year as well?
No, I want everybody to go.
There might be a ghost drop COVID variant.
I want all like 90 to 100,000 attendees to go again next year. People should never miss out on the C2E2, in my opinion. That was too much fun. That was the place to be. It really was.
Yeah, I think it's cool seeing how stoked you are about it. I think that was me 2 years ago at Heroes in Charlotte, or whenever the last one they did was. So yeah,
that was when you're on your like pre-code horror kick, right? Well,
yeah.
Oh, he just transformed.
Lauren was ripping it up.
He's transforming.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Bad internet. Power going out. Puking kids. Bad internet.
Yeah, last week you went out. You went out like you laughed yourself out of the show.
Yes. Roger Rabbit. New friend Roger Rabbit. But was there a lot of Golden Age stuff? I know you said the moderns were hot.
You know what? Yeah, there was Golden. There was a horrific cover I mean, there's the Golden Age stuff out there that I could find, like Short Box. I walked right up to Short Box and found some Marine Corps covers that I wish I could blow money on right away. There are people out there that are bringing the books. They are bringing the books. The prices.
You said a lot of collectibles and stuff. Was there a lot of sports cards? Because we all know Chicago, July is it's the national card show there.
I didn't look, but you know what I did notice? There were a lot of video games. There were a lot more video games this time around.
Games also.
Yep, graded video games, and I noticed there were a lot of like mystery box situations going on. Torpedo brought out its usual armament, and
yeah, Aftershock usually does a good mystery box too.
Aftershock actually just had a whole. They had like everything out there that you could think of to read, but I didn't see any mystery boxes.
Huh.
But that's gonna be my new prime gig is just when a con's gonna hit. I'm beelining for Aftershock and I'm beelining for Source Point Press, Michigan home team Source Point Press. Those Good Boy variants, not only did they have the metal and they had the chromium Good Boy, those Wolverine homages, but he even Garrett Gunn, if I remember correctly, I think Garrett was his first name. Mr. Gunn even gave us a sneak peek of metal variants of 1, 2, and 3 that are only 30 copies made. I wish I could share a picture of it. Like I didn't even bother to ask because I think we really got a sneak peek on there. The indie publishers that are there are getting more attention than I think they've ever gotten at big cons. People are into the collectible side of comics more than I think they ever have been, which means that Golden Age and Silver Age books were just kind of like there, but there weren't any really good deals flying. People were rushing for the indie publishers, the collectible side of things. Those Good Boy Wolverine homage books sold out in under 2 hours on Friday. The Aftershock We Live medals they had to reserve copies for Saturday to give people an opportunity on Saturday. They sold out so fast. I mean, they're the medals. Like if you want to call them gimmicks, by all means, call them gimmicks. But there's a big portion of the collectible side of comics that people are going for that stuff, and I'm one of them, and I love it.
That's usually what makes things collectible.
That sounds like a modern comic mayhem.
I can't stop talking about that experience, and the opportunity to do a live auction with Whatnot was for anybody in the chat that got to be a part of that or see it or watch it knows that was like legit heart racing. That was like I was spitting everywhere. It was crazy. I don't know, man. I did that live stream on my channel and hanging out with some other people, but I'm actually going to do a full recorded C2E2. I've got so much content that I want to chop and clip together in a 20-minute video, and I'm hoping to find actual video footage of me doing that because it was nuts. It was like a whole nother person. I blacked out and said, Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, I blacked out talking to Leonardo DiCaprio once.
What?
That's a true story. But I got you beat. I'm super jealous of you because you got to go. I didn't get to go, But this weekend, my wife got this original piece of art. So take that.
Nice. Is that
Yes.
like animation style?
Yes.
Ooh.
Spoke to her. She doesn't even know
Star
what it
Wars
is.
cartoon.
Wait,
Ewoks, right?
Ewoks.
Yep.
she bought it and doesn't know what it is?
No, it just spoke to her.
That's awesome.
She liked how they were just hanging out.
Your beard is speaking to me right now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The Ewoks are Ewoking into your heart.
I used to go to. I've been going to cons since the '90s, and you did mention how it's like more a pop collectibles thing, and I just noticed how like comic cons have been slowly turning into pop culture cons and not necessarily comic cons anymore. It's like the video game presence sometimes like bigger than the comic presence.
Dude, that's legit. Like they had an entire like back section again of just tables of consoles and games that you could play. And I'm sitting there thinking that I look at my wife and be like, I could have done that at home and not paid for a ticket. Because I saw people just sitting there playing video games all week. And I'm like, there must be something to that experience about it. C2E2 would make you want to pay a ticket to just go and do that.
It's the danger factor of everyone using the same remote and maybe getting sick. It's like, so it's more exciting.
God.
It's funny you say that because there is a sign when you walk into like Target and Walmart, and they have the little games that you can play, like show or the little laptops, and it says on there, "Please note, other people are touching these." So it's weird. That's funny you bring that up.
Speaking of comic books,
Yeah.
tomorrow is New Comic Book Day. What are you guys picking up?
Ooh, I got some good ones. I got 2 non-cover onlys. Usually, you guys know me. Usually, I go cover only.
My pick is cover only this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I have 1 cover only and 2 ones that I think are going to be good for spec and read both. This cover by Miko Suyan on High Republic 12 is gorgeous.
mhm.
That is amazing. Look at that. Beautiful. Lorna D is a cool character, one of the cooler characters in the High Republic that has is new. And this is a gorgeous cover. Absolutely beautiful. So be on the lookout for this. Future State Gotham is coming out. I like this Joker, new Joker design. I think it's cool. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. Obviously, you can never replace the real Joker, but you throw it in the future type deal, and this can be interesting. So I'm very interested in this. But
it looks like Gwenpool Joker.
It looks cool as hell, is what it looks like.
It does. The mask.
Yeah, the mask is.
I just
awesome.
don't like the Future State trade dress.
Yeah.
But I do like the
agree. It feels dated already.
Yeah.
It's like 89 Topps baseball.
I like this though, right here, you guys. This is a Rockabilly Monsters #1 from Second Sight. I don't know much about Second Sight. I don't know if you guys do. Maybe you can let me in on it.
Yeah, that's the guy who wrote. He was writing some stuff for
Bradley Golden.
Yeah, he was writing some stuff for like Antarctic, and then he did his own publishing.
Yep.
There's several people in the YouTube community that get deals with Second Sight, and they let you do Kickstarters for your comic, like make your comic, and they'll still print it too, and you can have 2 different versions. They don't necessarily want exclusive whatever. So they're just like a nice indie publisher that really
down to earth. He's a comic, comic guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think this looks great. I think there's a lot of people that are into the whole rockabilly thing, and I think this is just if the story is good and the art continues to be as good as it is on this cover. It says Candy, a girl who seeks to solve the mysterious disappearance of her family by chance of fate, is involved with a group of monsters of different races: a wolf, a vampire, Frankenstein's monster, and a sea creature. Together, they will form a unique alliance and put aside their rivalry of 100 years, which will take them to the very ends of reality when they try to stop the arrival of an ancestral evil force to our earthly plane. And who didn't love Monster Squad when they were growing up? And now we've got, Wolfman has Nards. So this book, this book reminds me kind of like Monster Squad meets Crybaby, and I'm into it. So we'll see where this goes. And it might be something to pick up. It might be very low printed. And if that's the case, it could blow up spec wise too. So be on the lookout for Rockabilly Monsters.
It's definitely worth picking up for a read. And like we always say, I mean, price of a scratch off ticket, you never know.
Yep.
Oh, Beardo.
Berserker's back.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I mean, they toned the prices down. I don't know what they're going to do with print runs. I told myself I was in this for the long haul because I wanted to see where this is going to go. Issue 6 is back out. I do like the cover. I feel like they've kind of done a bit of progression. The covers aren't as they went from the grandpa covers to the really dark, really negative space black to this is looking pretty good. And the funny thing is day before New Comic Book Day, they're still not even showing half their covers. They're still not even showing half their covers. And I'm looking at my list. Yeah, I'm looking at now this one's really sick. I really do like that one. I'm looking at my list. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 godforsaken covers coming out for Berserker. And I'm really kind of twisted to a T here on this. Like I'm really seriously considering dropping to just cover A. I've kind of enjoyed the story. It's lagged in a couple of spots. They've gotten a little bit better. The covers, I think, are getting a little bit better. And I feel like if I drop the cover, I'm going to miss out on something epic. They've got a 1 in 500, 1 in 150 out, a 1 in 100, a 1 in 50, a 1 in 25. Of course, they've got everything coming out. And I've been waiting for this shoe to drop for a couple of months. They actually took a little bit of a break. Thank God.
Yeah, this is what the midway mark, right?
Yeah, so why would you drop Berserker number 6 when you drop Boom dropped a couple of other big, the House of Slaughter drop. You can't drop Berserker and House of Slaughter at the same time and burn out your readers and burn out your collectors.
And
so they actually, I feel like
something is killing the children. What, come back in what, March?
Yeah, that's on like a 4 or 5 month hiatus for something is killing the children while they work on House of Slaughter. And this was kind of quietly, Berserker was kind of quietly pushed back. I'm really interested to see where this issue goes as a read. But good God, this originated as a 6-issue series that is now pushed to 12 issues, and they're pushing the envelope. Like, it's not like Walking Dead with 80 something printings or 80 something covers. But when you talk about new comic book day warriors and modern comic collectors like myself, and like I'm like this weird trifecta or like just this weird amalgamation of a collector that like I'm a completionist collector collecting modern comic books on Wednesdays a lot of times. And that's what a lot of people that support these indie publishers, they're out there Wednesday paying full price for these books, and so am I. But when you're dropping 8, 9 covers for a book, and then you stretch it to 12, it's starting to push some buttons. And it's kind of like, I get it. I get why Boom's doing it, and I understand it. I just hope they really deliver, and I hope the value stays. But when you drop a 1 in 50 and it's selling for a third of ratio, I'm a little worried. You know what I mean? Print run's probably going to be really high too. I digress. That's a whole nother topic.
If you're getting a decent price for them and you like it, I'd pick it up, because some of those stuff's going to pop later, because once you start getting the trailers because they're supposed to be doing what, an animation and a live action, I believe, for this.
Yeah, and
it's going to sit low for a while, and then it's going to finish up, and then as this stuff starts popping up, just like Something's Killing the Children's doing with those lower issue late printings and all that stuff. May or may not, but if you're getting good prices for it and you like it,
yeah, that's
like
essentially
Davidson and Living Color. Pick it up.
It's my pick of the week because they took a bit of a quiet hiatus to do some other drops, and I really want to see where this goes as far as a read. But this is also one that's kind of testing my patience a little bit, not necessarily on their timing and their delivery, but just like, why is this costing us so much on New Comic Book Day as collectors? And I know there are a lot of people out there that are gonna feel what I'm feeling, and kind of share those emotions. Like, why is this costing us so much for these covers?
Have those Kickstarter editions hit yet? I can't remember.
That's a good question.
The deluxe and all those.
It's the power of the monkey paw.
Those were gorgeous.
I really
What you
like
want,
that cover.
man.
Dank.
Yeah. Let me share. Can I share the screen too? Okay. All right. I will share the. Okay. No Holds Barred, issue 1.
Ooh.
You know, you
Behemoth.
guys heard of this?
Yep.
Yeah. It's either gonna be great or terrible. So I'm excited. That's exciting for me because I want to see if that, works out or not. And yeah, it's written in iambic pentameter, so they're gonna try to write like Shakespeare and do this like Shakespeare as a masked hero with another person, and they're going around trying to save the world. And it could have that League of Extraordinary Gentlemen kind of vibe.
Robert Downey Jr. already did that in Iron Man 2. Or was it Avengers? What was he coming after Thor? His mother knoweth she weareth her drapes.
Oh, Thor. You mean Ragnarok? Thor?
I think it was the first Avengers. Yeah, so going after Loki.
Yeah, but I don't know. Behemoth is hit or miss, but if it's, I think it's like potentially spec worthy. And if it's great, then it's definitely spec worthy. But we'll see what happens. I'll pick one up, see what it's like.
Have you ever got into the, I guess, theory that the real Shakespeare did not write any of his canon, and that it was a highborn that was, in the court of Queen Elizabeth that
Wasn't
wrote
the-
all that?
Didn't they do a movie on that also?
They did, based on
Yeah.
based on that theory. And I'll be honest, like, I'm a big history geek. I'm a big medieval 1500s Elizabethan, Jacobean England
Just
history
because you watch
geek.
Outlander on Stars.
No, get away from that shit. But there is on YouTube, there's some really good documentaries and scholars that talk about the theories of who wrote Shakespeare, and it is beyond fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And I would love to see them maybe play a role like that in that comic book. I'd read that every issue, man.
Nice. All right, so I'm going with a publisher I talked a little trash about earlier, IDW, the Star Wars High Republic Annual #1. I'm interested to read that one, and I think there should be a first appearance in that one as well, from what I hear. So probably a good one to pick up. And Third Wave '99 Scout book, kind of got the old Point Break feel to it, and James Hake is writing it. I like James Hake; he's a good dude, and interested to check that one out. So I'll make it quick. Those are my two.
It's a true story.
Oh, I got
I
both
just
of those
got-
covers coming.
I just got one book, and it's Christmas time, and I haven't talked about Ninja Turtles in a while. So Ninja Turtles #124, that cover A, cover B, both of those with that winter Christmas feeling we got going on there. Of course,
Which one
Kevin
was it,
Eastman-
Brian?
Which one?
Which, say that again? I
Teenage
apologize.
Mutant Ninja Turtles #124.
Number
You
one.
got the cover A by Ken Gehring, and then the cover B by Eastman.
Yeah, that Eastman cover is probably one of my favorite Eastman covers too. It's really, really good.
Oh yeah, how they're
there you go.
chilling up there on the
Ooh.
That's the cover A there.
yeah. I don't know what's going on here.
I got cover A coming.
Cover B is the one where Raphael's wearing a ugly sweater. He's going to ugly sweater party.
I apologize. My internet is
Like
slow.
mine.
Yeah.
I
This is terrible.
I gotta see this now. Pull it up.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
not coming up, so
Dog
I
sweater
apologize.
somebody.
I mean, you're streaming pretty well.
Yeah, it's weird.
Let me. I'm really curious now because.
Look at him.
Mine's not loading either.
None of
Are
us.
we still
yeah.
live?
Oh,
wonder
maybe the
if it's-
site.
The site
No,
might
the
be
site
down.
crashed. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, maybe the
crashed it.
site's. Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Just went. So that site was having problems. Did you get it?
I am pulling it right now. If you aren't gonna beat me to it,
I lost it. I had to reload it.
Yeah, there's the cover A.
I like that a lot. I've got that one coming on the pull list, but I'm definitely gonna
That's
look for
beautiful.
cover B.
Cover A is beautiful. They're both good. Holy cow.
That looks like it's an exclusive or something.
Yeah, that's an exclusive. I don't
Oh,
see
they're
the
enjoying
Wait, go
Christmas
to
in
that
Australia.
one.
Eastman, they don't have the Eastman art,
No,
Oh,
but
it's really good.
let me see if
No,
it'll let me.
that's weird.
Tyler
They don't have
Kirkham doing the
Eastman
cover?
on there.
Ooh.
Ninja Turtles movie poster homage.
well, that and look
Yeah.
at just the opportunity for remarks in that open space there. Ooh.
That one's got Lito on the cover as well.
Yeah, something's going on with League of Comic Geeks. They don't even half of the Berserker covers aren't even up. This cover B Eastman's not even up. I'm like, something's going on.
Yeah, that Eastman. Take our word. The Eastman is it's badass.
You know, those Eastman Turtles covers just don't get a lot of love. They should get a lot more love over the last year and a half. I just like New Comic Book Day. I always find them just sitting on the shelves, and there's some of the best turtle covers going on.
I drew a turtle image and sent it to Eastman and Laird, and they sent me a signed poster of the turtles.
What?
Really?
In the 90s. Yeah, but when like turtles were dead, basically.
Nice. I thought you were leading out with a joke there.
No, it's a true story.
That's pretty good.
24 cover 8. I'm following Cantankerous's suggestion because he's right. I could just go to Midtown and look for cover B.
Yeah, I was doing it, but I don't have screen recording enabled on my system preferences for privacy.
What are you doing? Come on, Wood.
That's why I'm always like, hey, in the private chat, McClay, can you share this cover?
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's a good one. The ugly sweater makes it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Definitely.
Really, we just had a bunch of dead air we needed to fill up there, so congratulations, we did it. But that is going to leave us with one more thing. One more thing before we get out of here. What do you got for us, McClay?
All right, I'm going back to what I've been talking about ad nauseum for the past week. The Ovechkin is up, you guys. It is available for bidding at Golden. It ends this Sunday. The beautiful PSA 10 is available.
Better than
The eBay 101, because I call it the eBay 101 because it's numbered 44 of 999, and 4 plus 4 gives you 8, and that's his jersey number, of course, and he's wearing 4 in that picture because of the year he got drafted. And not only is that up and available, it's right now it is currently at $4,700 with 24 bids. It's got 4 days left to go, but also my Sidney Crosby rookie is available for auction too. So right now we're at 2,200 for that. So I'm hoping, I'm praying and hope. I'll be honest. I'm going to be honest. Like there have been sales recently of this card. The last 2 sales of this card were 23,000 and 31,000.
Wow.
And I'm just hoping for 10 grand or more. Anything over 10 grand is amazing. If I can get 10 grand, I will be over the moon excited. So we're hoping for 4 more days worth of bidding on this one. But if any of you guys are interested in what could be $100,000 card at year's end, because he is on pace right now.
He's on fire this year.
Yeah.
All caps, baby.
Yep. 50 and 50 he is on pace for, which was last done by Brett Hull and Gretzky before him. 50 goals in 50 games, and this guy is currently on pace to do that. He is also just became the league leader all time in power play goals, and of course has 750 goals of all number 3 all time on the list. So he could take over, or he's number 4. He could take over number 3, which is Jaromir Jagr, by the end of the year, and take over Gordie Howe by the beginning of next year. So I'll
when
drop
you sell that card. Why don't you just fly out here and we'll go to a Caps game?
There we go. Amen, buddy. So we're hoping that it sells for a decent amount. I'll put the link in the private chat because a lot of people have asked for that link for that card. People saying that they haven't been able to find it, so I've been passing out the link. So there it is if you guys want to check it out.
That's awesome. Congrats on that too, dude.
Yeah, thank you, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to a big day. Yeah. So
I just put the link in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll see. Let's keep our fingers crossed. It's going to be a good Christmas. I was talking about it on Flipside the other night, and somebody made the comment that it's perfect timing for people to get their Christmas bonuses and maybe spend it on a card this year. So here we go. Big Christmas bonuses for everybody.
Let's see. I didn't have that much money. I just but I did buy a box of Prism Soccer.
There we go. Let's all get into the card buying fever. That is my choice this week.
Definitely keep us in the loop on that.
Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna know. Hey, next show we will know what it sold for. So,
Ooh, the Christmas stream. Sorry,
Christmas stream. It's gonna be a
We'll get
fun
to that in a
show.
minute. El Beardo Buzz Hefe.
that landed. That landed and needs to stick. That needs to stick. My one more thing is, oh my God, I need to sleep after C2E2. I'm gonna potentially try to do another Whatnot auction this Friday because I had so much fun, and whether it's like another 10 or 12 books, I don't care. I'm finding a rhythm and stride where I can be me and hang out and enjoy people getting some stellar deals. And I would really love to try to have my crap in a line to do that this upcoming Friday. All of those last packages from C2E2 Whatnot sale have all been packed and shipped and gone. And this whirlwind of comics down here just needs to get organized. And if I can do a couple more just short, condensed, smaller book streams where I'm hanging out and having a blast, which means if I can get my crap in line and in gear, there is potentially a giveaway going on Whatnot of some Invincible variants. So if you are in need of a Invincible variant, then you should probably follow me on Whatnot. Download the app, follow me, and keep an eye out for this Friday because I'll be giving away an Invincible book if I can get that stream up. And any other one that I do, Whatnot sent some Invincible books to do giveaways. So follow me on Whatnot because there's going to be Invincible giveaways. That's what I'm saying.
Follow me first. I'll give mine away before his. I'm kidding. I don't have it. Dan, what do you got?
I already mentioned the mask therapy thing, right? Right. Okay.
Tell us again. Just
So,
in case.
well, yeah, this beard is kind of for that actually. So, I'm gonna do mask therapy soon. I'm collaborating with another channel, Promiscuous Time Traveler, and he's gonna be in costume or just masked, and I'm gonna do deep therapy with him based on certain characters. So, like Wolverine, I'm gonna deal with like why he can't heal, why the man with the healing factor can't heal his trauma, and Venom, and like, is it Eddie Brock and Venom? Is that just his ego, or is that an alien symbiote, or is it just his ego getting out of control? And stuff like that. And we're gonna go deep into that. And I'm also putting out the intention into the universe so I'm going to LA in January. For 2 months, I'll be in LA, and I'm putting in the intention out there that I'll be cast in a live-action One Punch Man film.
What?
Because One Punch Man. Because I want to play One Punch Man in a live-action film, and I would kill it as One Punch Man. And that's it. Just putting that onto the universe.
Especially in that beard.
I can't tell if you're being serious.
He's putting it out there into the universe.
I'm serious,
Make sure if you go to LA, you download that app where you can report human poop on the sidewalk. Just in
Wait,
case.
What?
Yes.
Is this a thing?
It is. Just saying.
Well, I'm living in a hole. Apparently not full of poop.
That's a good thing.
I'm gonna live right in the smack in the middle of Hollywood, I'm gonna live with the Drag King. It's gonna be
$1
wild.
million listing or Selling Sunset. We're gonna see you on Selling Sunset on Netflix.
There you go.
Oh, I'll be by the Hollywood Walk of Fame, right? And doing
like
this, and signing signatures and doing selfies to make money while I'm out there.
I hope you show up on TikTok, and I hope you go viral because I will be forever in love if that happens.
Oh, I'll dance. I'll show you. I'm a dancer.
Yeah.
Too.
You look like a Spider-Man lumberjack too.
It's just hitting as a Lorax.
It just hit. Yeah, Lorax too. That
Save
works.
the feed trees.
You need an axe to carry on your shoulder. 100%.
Yeah.
Tomberlin, what do you got?
Short and sweet. Comicbookinvest.com. Make sure and check it out. A lot of good articles over there from a lot of good people. Tales from the Flip Side. Make sure and check them out. Great content every day, always something new. And check us all out.
Keep it thorough.
Keep it thorough as well for
out
the
the
Indie
YouTube
Spotlight series over there. And all the links in the description. Give us all a follow, and you won't regret it.
Yep. One more thing. 14 days left to do your Christmas shopping. And again, I've noticed that a couple times. Christmas is a great time. The holidays is a great time, but sometimes there are people out there that this isn't the greatest time for them. And if you are one of those and need someone to talk to, feel free to reach out to anyone on here. I'm open to talk to it. I'm open to hear talk. The last thing I want to hear is a friend of the channel, friend of the community going through a tough time. So reach out. Someone will talk to you. We're all here for you. So definitely do that. And next week is our Christmas live stream. We are not talking so much comic book news, but we're going to have some fun Christmassy holiday topics to discuss, like what was the favorite gift you got as a kid, a bunch of other different topics. We might even throw a link out, have some people come on and join us. It's going to be a great time. BYOB. That means like bring your own booze, bring your own bong, whatever you want. I can't do that. Got government clearance to worry about, but vaccinated and boosted. Either way, it's Brown Men's Comics. Next week, Christmas live stream. We will see you then. I'm out.
Bring
your own
beard.
Ooh, books just fell out of my bookcase. I only have my shelf to blame.
Shout out Cantankerous L.
Look. They talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers on my playing D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns. Say they real.